Can a mid-handicap golfer use bladed irons? And how would it compare to using a non-bladed equivalent? Let's find out, and let's do it now. Oh, Mark. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button. Also make sure you push the notification bell so you get a notification whenever I upload new content. If you're on Twitter, make sure you check out my Twitter page, and if you're a fan of Instagram, make sure you check that out too. Whenever I post new content or have ideas about new content, I always post things on there first. Now let's get back to this video on my mid-handicap golfer Mark comparing a Taylormade P730 bladed iron to its equivalent P790. Could you call it a game improvement iron? Let's do it. So just before we get started with Mark, I'm going to talk you through the clubs in question. First off, we have the bladed iron, the Taylormade P730. Now looking at this club, it's obvious it looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? It certainly doesn't scream forgiveness, it screams player's iron. The 7-iron coming in at a loft of 35 degrees, which is, to be fair, weaker than most 8-irons nowadays. Be interesting to see how Mark flights this ball and also how far it goes. There's not really a lot of technology going into these clubs. Now let's compare that with the Taylormade P790, the 7-iron in a loft of 31.5 degrees. That is a huge difference compared with the longer blade length, the bigger head, the speed foam and the slot in the bottom designed to maintain ball speed on off-centre hits. Now it's quite a cold day today, so I'm going to be quite interested to see A, how the clubs feel in Mark's hand on centre hits and off-centre hits, and also how the balls react with ball speed, launch angles and spin rates. That's enough for me. Let's go and see how Mark's warm-up's getting on. How's that warm-up going, Mark? Alright. Okay guys, I'd like to introduce you to Mark. Mark is my mid-handicap tester. If you've not seen our review of the mid-handicap irons, I will post a link of that above. Mark, welcome back to the channel. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks James.
Good man, good man. Are you excited to try these clubs?
I'm very excited, yeah, to have a go at a blade. Because I've never actually hit a blade at all.
Never hit a blade?
I've always been advised to steer clear of blades because I'm not good enough for a blade.
Do we let Mark hit one before we get the data, or do we just go? I think we go straight into it. We've got to go straight into it.
Yeah,
anyway.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good.
Yeah.
See what happens.
What are you expecting from this club? Just take a look at it and tell us what you're expecting.
I mean, immediately it's a much smaller head.
Yeah.
And therefore, I'm thinking, all right, how am I going to hit the ball as accurately as I feel as though I'm hitting it with the slightly more forgiving.
If we compare it with
irons.
that,
yeah. Well, the blade is obviously has more loft on it, doesn't it? Quite a lot more. So on the basis that these are both what 7-irons.
Yeah, both 7-irons, both the same shaft, both S300.
So I'm guessing that the blade is probably more of an 8-iron sort of loft.
Exactly what I said in the introduction.
So yeah. Good to see what happens.
Okay, let's do it. Okay guys, so we'll go P790 first. We'll let him have a little bit of a loosener with that. We'll not throw him straight into the deep end with the blade. Then we're going to find out what the difference is in distance, dispersion, feel. I'm really interested to see how the club feels for Mark more than anything. Yeah. If you get one of these out the middle, which I've got no doubt Mark will, if you saw some of his swings from the mid-handicap testing, you'll know that he's swinging pretty well at the moment. So hopefully he gets some out the middle. I'll tell you now, there's nothing like striking a blade out the middle of the club. It may not be for everyone, but if you strike one out the middle, you know about it. Also, if you don't strike one out the middle, you'll know about it as well. So okay. We'll see how that goes as well. So let's do it.
And let's do it now.
Tiny bit skinny?
Bit skinny, yeah.
Still not a bad number. 155 is your normal number, yeah?
Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
Good hit.
See, and this is up there with the numbers of the other clubs from last week.
Is that?
Interestingly.
Yeah.
So it shows that testing different people on different days hit clubs differently.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not feeling. Might be a good hit, but it doesn't feel as though it's coming out.
No. So how would you say so far that you feel like the ball's reacted off the face? Do you feel like it's a fair ball flight that you're getting, or do you feel like maybe you're getting a bit of help from the club?
I think I'm definitely getting help from the club.
Yeah.
The couple of thinned sort of shots, it still went a distance, even though it was an obvious thin.
Yeah.
And even the good shots, I didn't feel as though they came out the middle at all.
If I told you that the first 3 shots that you've hit there, Mark, averaged 158.5 yards, does that surprise you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a lot further than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Given the way I'm hitting the ball at the moment.
Okay. Okay, let's hit a couple more, and then we're going to go into the blade and see how that goes. I've got a feeling the blade might not offer you as much forgiveness.
No, be interested to see.
That's a great strike. Little pull, but
Little pull.
that's going to be a long way.
That was more out of the middle, if you like.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, 170 yards, massive. But
Which it hit it 170, or I can hit it 150.
exactly. And that, see, when I tested these clubs, that was a problem I found.
Yeah.
Obviously, the wind is a little bit behind now,
It is
so
a
the
bit
spin
behind
does
today.
drop.
Yeah.
But this is definitely something I found when testing.
Yeah.
Great strike. Really good strike. Okay, so we've just finished half a dozen shots there with the Taylormade P790. Before we take a look at these numbers, Mark, could you tell us how it looked, how it felt, if you feel like you could game this club on the golf course?
Yeah, I could certainly game it. As I said in the mid-handicap review of irons, it just feels a little bit lightweight in my hands.
Yeah.
I don't quite like the swing of it. Having said that, though, yeah, I could certainly play it.
Should we talk numbers?
Draw numbers, yeah.
Okay guys, unfortunately you're back with me now. I'm going to talk you through the numbers for a mid-handicap test of a P790. We've seen this before, but this is to compare against the blade. So looking at this straight away, it doesn't surprise me at all. We've got a low spinning club here, just under 5,000 on average for the 6 shots. Total distance 162 for the 7-iron. Mark's swinging impeccably well, not just today, but I think towards the course of the end of this year, the lessons that Mark's been having are definitely been paying off. We are looking to get Mark down to single figures next year, so I think that's definitely something we could look for. But would I fit him for the blade equivalent? Bring in the Taylormade P730. Now I suppose you could call this going from one extreme to the other. 3.5 degrees loft difference, massive difference in blade length, massive looking aesthetics, massive difference altogether. Mark, take it away.
Thank you.
First off, how do you feel it looks?
Well, it looks...
Do you feel like you could butter your toast with it?
Yeah, I could certainly butter my toast. Whether I'd really want to on a regular basis is another matter entirely.
It was clean?
But yeah, if it was clean, it wouldn't be a problem. Yes, it certainly feels much more compact. To me, it feels a little bit heavier as well in the
so that'd be a good
grip.
Good point for you.
So for me, that's possibly a good thing.
Yeah.
From a swing perspective. So yeah,
are you excited to hit it?
I'm excited to hit it and see what happens with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, do it. Now you stood over the ball, Mark. Any feelings running through you? Any thoughts running through your mind?
No, other than perhaps closing my eyes and thinking good luck.
Oh, what a strike! That is for the first blade. I don't think it's gone very far. That was a great strike, wasn't it?
It's gone about 150.
How did that feel?
That was, well, I hardly felt as though I touched the ball,
Yeah?
to be honest. So it felt nice.
I'll tell you what, Mark. Mark is a mid-handicap golfer. He plays off 13. He's working heavily on his game, and this is the first time he's ever hit a bladed iron. I know, right? How far do you think that went? If we're talking comparisons between the clubs.
Well, I'd have said that was around about 145, 147 carry with about 150, 152.
I haven't shown him that. Carried 147.9, so you were wrong. Finished 156.
Right. Okay.
So great strike. That's another great one. Looking at it, I can see a bit of a difference in how the ball's launching off the club. You're almost concentrating more on this club, which is making you strike it better.
Yeah.
And it seems to be coming off a little bit higher.
Right.
For me.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Mark. Should we put these in the bag, Mark?
Well, I certainly think I want to test some more blades out.
But you see, pitched at 136.
Right. Okay.
And this
yes,
is where
didn't catch
this
it
is where the
somehow.
fun component comes in.
There's a thin.
Yeah, and how did it feel?
I tried a bit harder.
Yeah.
I tried to put a bit more power into the shot.
Yeah.
And obviously mishit it.
Yeah.
As I knows gets said, clinking, channeling up through the shaft into my hands.
Yeah.
Because I mishit it.
That's a great strike.
But then when you don't try and hit it hard, just swing. That
fantastic.
Felt a lot better.
Yeah. Skinny?
A bit skinny. Line was okay, but probably 15-20 yards shorter in the last shot.
And believe it or not, Mark, time flies when you're having fun. That's 6 shots hit.
Is it?
Absolutely is.
Okay, so I've hit 6 shots with the blade there. The actual swing weight I felt was good for me. I liked the whole swing of the club, the weight of the club. When I caught it, it was obvious I caught it nicely. I liked the strike of the ball. It certainly felt nice when I hit it well. But those bad hits, you get the vibration up the shaft.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious, nothing sort of ouch, I'm not going to pick that shaft up again.
In fairness to you, Mark, I didn't think you put a terrible swing on it.
No.
I thought you put a couple of iffy ones on, which we'll show in the numbers, but I didn't think you put a bad swing on it.
Right, okay. But I liked the club. I did like to swing it and play it, absolutely.
What's all the hype about? Everyone should use blades.
Should they? I mean, I don't know as I'm one to say everybody should play blades. Everybody I think should play the club that works for them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's just trying to find the right club for you. If that's a blade, then great.
Okay guys, so that is how Mark felt like the blade went. I'll tell you how it went. So straight away here now we can see a definite drop in distance. Even though Mark was swinging fantastically well, total distance 155.9, which I think is still pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still a good number, 6 shots on average. Carry distance down quite a lot to 142. And if we have a look at a couple of the numbers, i.e. shots 3 and shot 6, that's carrying below 140, so that is bringing the averages way down. Spin rate healthier, spin rate above 5,000, and some of the better shots that Mark hit, not necessarily the furthest ones, but if I were to ask Mark now, Mark, what did you feel like the best shot you hit with this iron was?
Probably the first one.
First one spun at 6,410. So we're looking at around 7,000 for a bladed 7 iron, and that was a total of 156, which is a nice number for Mark. Looking at the ball speed averaging 106.5 in relation to a 110 mile an hour ball speed with the P790, so a definite drop off in that as well. Dispersion wise, I thought Mark did very well. I thought you did very well with dispersion, Mark, in that I didn't see you hit any massively left, massively right.
No.
So I thought you did well there. Okay guys, so as a roundup, can a mid-handicap golfer use a bladed iron? Of course they can. Should they use a bladed iron? I think, Mark, we've decided that we would have to test this on the golf course. We're okay up here on the driving range at Huddersfield Golf Club hitting shots. We're okay with a launch monitor behind us. It doesn't really matter where it goes, does it?
That's right.
I think dry ball testing is good. It's shown us that Mark has the ability to hit blades, and I think it may give Mark the confidence now to look at a different level of golf club. Maybe not a pure blade, but maybe something more in the middle. The P760, for example, the stopgap between these two golf clubs. If I was going to fit Mark for a set of golf clubs, I would edge away from the blades because of the loss of ball speed on a lot of the shots that was shown. However, a split set for Mark could work. Maybe a bladed pitching wedge, a bladed 9 iron, moving up into a cavity back mid iron, followed by a P790 long iron. This is the beauty about what brands are offering now regards to sets of irons. Mark, how do you feel like today went?
Well, I was very pleased with the two clubs. I was very impressed with the blade. I mean, as it felt beautiful off the face when I hit it. That was what really made the difference.
Oh, what a strike! That is for the first blade,
and would make me want to try again.
Yes.
I felt the flight was controllable as well.
Yeah.
Certainly on the good shots. But I'm not sure that I would want to go for a blade as a matter of course.
If you were stood at 170 yards into the 18th hole with a medal card in your hand and you had to hit that 6 iron or 7 iron, albeit on weather conditions, how would you feel?
I would probably go for the 790 rather than the 730.
Yeah. Okay guys, so that has been the mid-handicap blade test. Can a mid-handicapper use a blade iron? Of course they can. Should they? I think you're going to have to hit that subscribe button and watch our on-course test, which we're no doubt going to do, because that has been a little bit unconclusive. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Put the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video and comment below. Would you use blades? Go on, Mark, take it away.
Great to test these. Hope you find something good from them. Subscribe on the bottom there, and see you next time.